Siobhan Roy, or Shiv Roy as she is called in succession, is a smart, charismatic, and capable individual. But even then, why is it that she is the least deserving child of Logan Roy? Why is it that she has all the skills that are taught out by Logan, but in the end she is left shattered in pieces? It's for one reason. Shiv does not pick a side. This is an analysis of Siobhan Roy, and you're watching the Manor movies. Shiv is the only daughter of Logan Roy, and just like her siblings, she has lived a life of extreme privilege. But unlike her siblings, we see more of Logan in her. She is strong, persuasive, and more than anything, talented. From the very first scene, she dominates the screen by masterfully keeping Tom wrapped around her fingertips. Furthermore, when Logan asks her to sign papers in the first episode, she quickly says that she has to run it by her lawyers. Just like Logan, she is ruthlessly honest when needed and realizes exactly what is asked of her by her father. To further prove this point, she confronts Kendall and says the exact thing that Logan does not like about him, that he isn't a killer. When considering the qualities she has, I believe that nobody else could have inherited the position from Logan but her. But she is let down by Logan many times over. She has been betrayed, and this is a running theme in her story. When we examine her past, we hear from her mother that at one point Shiv chose her father over her mother. In doing so, the mother was left alone, and this decision comes to haunt her in the worst ways. For one, she loses the connection she has with her mother, not only resulting in her isolation, but also a deep sense of guilt. This one incident might be the reason why she does not ever feel safe making a commitment. To add to that, we already know that even though she pretends to not care about Logan's approval, she is just as desperate for his love and affection as the rest of her siblings. By choosing to go with him and coming back to the business over and over again, she shows this desire. Due to Logan's influence, Shiv has also come to highly value her position in this world. Maybe she thinks that if she does not want to be left alone like her mother was, she should become more like her father, a ruthlessly calculated individual. She is the kind of person that does not choose one side completely. Even with the guilt, she manages to make the same kind of mistakes over and over again. Similarly, she is someone who has interest in politics but shamelessly bends her political beliefs for her own good. Unlike Logan, who uses political figures for his agenda, Shiv actually wants to believe that she has values. And with this thinking, she manages to burn both bridges. Even with the cruise case and the sexual assault charges brought to Waystar Royco, she manipulates the victim to drop her charges. Sure, she seems to empathize with the victim and make promises to her, but she is completely fine with sweeping it under the rug if she stands to gain something from it. It's not so much that she is a good or a bad person, but that this indecisiveness makes it difficult to be relied upon. This indecision is why she can never be where Logan is. For one, she destroys many of her own opportunities simply due to her own carelessness. When the Roy family meets Pierce for dinner, Shiv gets impatient and forces Logan to make the decision public. Even though she was promised this role at one point, she should have been patient and smart. To expect any level of generosity from someone like Logan was a mistake. One other similar mistake can be seen with the Gojo takeover, where she trusts Madsen to let her run the show. And this carelessness is amplified by just how much Shiv overestimates her own ability. We can see this through her facial expressions and mannerism. That Shiv always believes that she is running the show. She is smug and often talks in a condescending manner, and she believes that people buy this act. But this couldn't be further from the truth. For one, Logan always catches her right when she decides to stray off course. We also see that Gil was able to see her interest change and fired her from her position. Even in this conversation, she believed that she was one step ahead of him at all times, but this was not the case. In fact, I believe that Shiv is unable to think that she is under anybody else. It may be the same reason from her childhood that makes it difficult for her to make any choices. She has to maintain that superiority because weakness means that she will be crushed. This is when her relationship with Tom comes to play. We can see how the rest of the family and even those in the business treat this relationship. Everybody sees her as a rich brat and Tom as a lapdog, but this point is driven home when Logan confronts his children right after the family therapy session and decides to be honest with them all. He rips off the mask of confidence that Shiv puts on and berates Tom. He claims that she only chose to be with him because he was lesser than her. Her confidence is built on pillars of salt, and she is infuriated when this position is questioned, which is why she did not want a man that could oppose her. But this is also fundamentally against the qualities she actually seeks. Throughout the series, we also see her with many men, and they are not like Tom. Both Matson and Sofreli were both guys who were more like her father, calculated, goal oriented individuals. Looking further into that, the final nail in the coffin is how she treats her relationships. As established before, Shiv Roy has a problem of feeling entitled but also being reckless, and this issue comes to bite her back in the case of Tom. Even though Tom is an uncharismatic douchebag to every other character in the show, especially Greg, he is a loving husband. He was always giving her the care and attention that her parents refused to give, and she rewards him harshly for it. For one, she cheats on him multiple times with many people and only reveals this information after the wedding. When we look at every other character in the show, they have some or the other trusted person. Even then, they all betray and use one another. In this situation, at least Shiv had an advantage by having Tom on her side. However, instead of valuing that, she decides to mentally torture him. She baits him with false hope and betrays him for her own benefit every chance she gets. She does not reward him in any way for the efforts and sacrifices he puts into the relationship, but we do understand that she does feel some sort of attachment towards him, as though deep down she knows that this is the relationship that she needs. And it is in forgetting his potential that she loses the game of succession. He betrays her twice in the series, one by selling their secret out to Logan, which was the reason why Logan and Shiv had a massive fallout. This causes her to lose out her final moments with her father. We see that even in the end, till his death, she is unable to get his approval. The second time is when she loses her chance to be installed as new CEO under Matson's leadership. Here again, she loses the ability to make her own ambitions come true. In both of these scenarios, we see that Shiv does not even consider the possibility of Tom going against her. Ultimately, Shiv, although more cunning and manipulative than her brothers, would have never won the game. This is because Shiv is led by the same passion and fear created by being the child of Logan. Even to the end, her feelings of entitlement, coupled with the dread of being left behind, caused her to fail. By the end of the series, she has been stripped of her powers. In the end, we see Tom reaching out his hand to her, and she accepts the offer in submission. This would not have happened if she was just willing to make Kendall the new CEO, but all the way to the end, she could not handle the thought of laying her trust in one side and losing a shot at sitting at the throne. When we see her holding his hand, what we see is a person that lost without even making a move. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.